I had a sense as I was discovering, because I don't know shit about League of Legends. I know Teemo. I know Teemo is garbage. That's it. I have totally not updated my stream information, but yeah, like I'm watching like cute dynamic like sister dynamic and protector thing going on, and like this the first 3 or 4 episodes where they're creating like 11-year-old and 17-year-old sisters, like war victims trying to fight and do crime to survive and all that. It's like, okay, all right, okay, fine. And I didn't know who Jinx is. But like in episode 1, one of the characters is like, "You're just a Jinx." I was like, "Oh, so that's your video game name." Like immediately, in a second, they said that. I was like, "Okay, you said that because this is that character's video game name. Let me look up Jinx." And then I looked up Jinx, and I was like, "Oh, so it's Harley Quinn. You're gonna turn into Harley Quinn, okay?" And fine. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I guess. It's fine. I don't know. It's like, it's forced and had to be forced because it had to both be like an interesting and meaningful like human being character that's like just, and then, you know, this character is a little innocent little child and then flips their shit and becomes like Harley Quinn. Because it had to be like Legally Distinct Harley Quinn because that's who it was and who's been for like fucking 10 years, whatever, how long League of Legends is fucking... Yeah, it's...
See, I actually, like, I don't agree that that's what Jinx became or was in the show, and I really don't think it was forced. I actually see the character development with Jinx in particular being pretty solid.
I'll tell you something interesting in that, like, my opinion that it felt forced started at 0 when I watched it, and has been slowly going up as distance from watching it has grown.
So, I don't really... I think she makes sense with, like, the core of her arc is her never actually having to deal with consequences, except when she does, then it happens all at once. And I think her character is just an ever-setting, growing extreme of that. Because, like, what it comes down to is, like, when Jinx is a kid, she fucks up a lot. But the people who care about her never hold her accountable for it. And that's, like, the first time we see that. And she keeps doing the things she's doing, trying to do better, when that's really not the route she should be taking. Then when consequences do finally happen, when her fuck up is so big that the thing happens.
Yes.
She goes kind of nuts. And that sort of follows on with the second arc as well, where her father figure is not giving her consequences. And that sort of leads to all the trouble she causes going forward. Until, again, she fucks up so bad and the consequences come all at once that you can't take back.
I don't disagree. And honestly, I can use my nerd art brain to also defend it in additional ways. But when I turn off my nerd art brain, she went from adorable, prepubescent, like, I just want my sister to be proud of me, to sexy goth puberty in, like, one cut. And that was uncomfortable.
I don't know. I don't see that, actually. And maybe this is because I've known, like, Jinx in general for a lot longer.
I think plays a huge role in this.
I'll definitely, because, like, the one thing you said is like, she's just Harley Quinn, and, like, no, that doesn't fit at all, actually. Like, they like come from a similar place, but they're very, very different characters.
I will say I like Jinx more than Harley Quinn, but I liked Harley Quinn in Batman the Animated Series more than everything Harley Quinn has been since then. Like, the origin of the original concept of Harley Quinn was way cooler and is kind of like...
I strongly disagree. Like, because here's the whole thing.
You
like,
disagree that...
I think Harley Quinn now is way better than she ever was. Because what you see in the animated series... Yeah, what you see in the animated series is her being a victim of abuse all the way through. Now they're using her to tell stories about escaping from abuse, surviving abuse, and, finding yourself despite toxic past influences.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
So I think Harley's a very different, very three-dimensional character that is different than Jinx. I would actually say Jinx is closer, at least through League of Legends, is closer to the Joker than Harley Quinn.
I'll accept that.
Version.
I'll accept that, yeah, because she is more of the instigator, like source of this chaos.
Yeah.
If I took an X-Acto knife and cut the series into two stories, like the sad story of the sisters, war survivors trying to learn how to fight and be tough, and one of them is very small and fragile, and the other is very tough and very protective, and what you said about the consequences, like that story by itself, cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then and then like that story in words, being the predecessor to like the second half of here's this badass with missiles.
Mm-hmm. I think part of the Harley Quinn comparison is simply like they are both like bubblegum punk women, and I think there's a lot of false equivalency that comes from that archetype. I think any similar bubblegum punk thing would draw that comparison. Because like I actually would say I see Jinx closer to Tank Girl than Harley Quinn. And yeah, I don't know. I really strongly disagree the Harley Quinn comparison. I mean, like I like they're in the same like.
All right.
In the same way, dogs and hyenas are the same. But
all right, I hear your point, and that is a strong argument. I still like putting Tank Girl on the table is a good move, because now I'm thinking about it. I still get more Harley Quinn energy from Jinx than but actually, and I'm gonna correct that statement before I finish it. I get more Joker energy from Jinx than I do Tank Girl. Boy, do I like Tank Girl though.
Yeah, I more take issue more than like the only comparison I see to Harley Quinn is the bubblegum punk aesthetic. Like they're very different characters.
There's another aspect of this. You know what? I am going to rescind. Like I think the best point you've made is that she's more of a Joker than a Harley Quinn, because I think that is. I don't think she's more of a Tank Girl than a Harley Quinn, but I do think she's more of a Joker than a Harley Quinn. And there's there's something about her where, at least in Arcane, let's see, Shiny Zubat saying if you could just get rid of the sisters, you'd really like the show.
I like the sisters. I don't know what to tell you.
One sister says to the other, I need to update my frickin' thing. Hang on.
My pressure sensitivity is being weird. And by weird, I mean it's not working at all.
Fixing. Oh, I should have. That was not on our initial checklist. Making sure that the stream data was correct. One sister says to the other, I need you to murder your lesbian girlfriend so that I can love you again. The other sister says to the first sister, I refuse to acknowledge your I refuse to acknowledge your new name and will insist on calling you by your dead name. Both of those are pretty. I don't like either of those. But at the same time, I get it.
I mean, frankly, I
don't get
think
it.
that was.
I don't get. I need you to murder your lesbian lover so that we can be sisters again. I don't get that. I don't get where that's coming from. That's a bad one. I don't like that. I can't get that. What I even with everything about her motivation, I don't know why murder girl you love so that I can be my old identity. That doesn't make any sense for you. After everything you've established, it's like, no, this is.
And see, I really understand the fear of being replaced. And I think that's where that was coming from, with a lot of mental instability added to it.
Arcane was fun. I gotta respect that we can actually say a bunch about it. And you know what? This is my favorite thing. This is my favorite thing about Arcane. And I hope that you and I could come to agreement on this one. And it is like when I sat down with you probably already know what I'm gonna say. Is when I sat down with Gecko to watch it, right? What? Did you pause your stream?
I didn't mean to, but I'm having trouble on my Clip Studio and
processing. All right. Well, we'll just. I need a little there. What? Whoa! Don't do that.
It's funny because you're saying things mapping to buttons I'm pressing, and I don't know if it's me or not. Because it shouldn't be.
What was the thing? Right. My favorite, least favorite, best thing ever in Arcane was the take a look at our scientific advancements that are totally not just the weapons from the video game that we're going to use to kick super ass later. Hey, check it out. I made a giant shoulder claw laser. To help people.
It's definitely not a thing my character has.
It goes on your shoulder and shoots a super death beam laser.
At the same time, I think they really earned getting those things, though. Like, when Vi finally had the gauntlets on, that felt earned to me.
I don't disagree with that, but the reveal of our technology scene is the most video games thing ever. Check it out. I made giant rock-crushing punch fists made of magic science. You can wreck the fucking shit out of... you can use them to mine. You did mine with your hands to get iron ore or whatever. Violent punch fists for science.
But they did Chekhov's gun that already, though, with Vander bringing them up.
I've got a rocket hammer.
The rocket hammer was pretty damn cool, though.
I've got a rocket hammer for science.
See, maybe I'm being a little nicer to it than it is, but the fact that they showed his little childhood drawing of that, being like...
That I missed.
Okay.
I missed the shit out of that.
Yeah, no, before the rocket hammer comes up, he's got this little drawing of himself as a superhero with a fancy magic hammer.
Can I dial it back a little bit? Because I can bitch about a lot of things.
Yeah.
I am quite skilled at bitching. I want to talk about one thing I genuinely loved.
Okay.
About Arcane. What was Sick Boy's name? Victor?
Victor.
Yeah.
Yep.
I liked his arc from start to finish. I liked everything about that character. About that character. Hammerman, Senator Hammerman. Oh God, I don't.
I'm merely impressed he was so prominent because I was under the impression no one gave a shit about Jace but me.
Senator Hammerman, how do you feel about anything? The wrong decision, confidently. Okay, thank you, Senator Hammerman. Thank you for inventing magic science. You know, Hammer Boy is named Jawline to me. I like Jawline.
One thing I find interesting, this is less a critique on the show and more just something interesting, is Heimerdinger once made sense based on who he is as a character in the game, but is also kind of the opposite of what he is. Because in the game, he is like the #1 Hextech proponent, like, oh yeah, Hextech's the best thing, and he's just got a mountain of OSHA violations under his belt, and
that's interesting too. Yeah. That is not what I would have expected.
Yeah,
because that was kind of the whole point. It's just like, yo, this shit blows shit up. I don't like it. And he was fine. He just, and I really appreciated the disagreement that Jeff and I had over Heimerdinger. And Jeff's like, it's not hard to tell that being poor sucks. Mm-hmm. Was Jeff's point, and I think that's a good point. But also, boy, do rich people just completely like. Are poor people just invisible to rich people all the fucking time in real life? And for a rich person to fucking come out of his tower and to see poor people and be like, oh shit, poor exists. Fuck. I actually kind of thought that was cool, but Jeff thought that was forced. And I was like, interesting.
One scene I did quite like, though, Jace-wise, is when he is confronting Silco. And Silco's like, I've got the upper hand. And then Jace just looks at him like, no, I'm coming to you because we're like, I saw how we match up and we're gonna fucking destroy you. And you see Silco's like expression completely change, realizing like, oh, I misread this situation.
Silco's like not a character at all, right? He's not in video games at all, right?
No.
Okay.
You
had to kill some. Yeah, had someone you could just straight up completely forever kill.
I was actually like, I wouldn't really call it an argument with Loopy Fritz, but I swear Silco was hinted at. Like, I remember reading something about Jinx having this like father figure crime boss that
I mean, I feel like that's enough that could have been like on the back of a collector's card.
Yeah.
In that, raised by this nameless like crime boss is a totally a thing that could just have slipped through at some point without, and then somebody else read that and say, oh, hey, let's invent this character from scratch.
The thing is, like, Loopy Fritz like mainlined League lore for years and years and years, and I was like casual at best, but he doesn't remember this at all.
Mainlining, for people who don't know what that word means, is a drug term. That means needles. That means the drugs that you do with needles. Versus freebasing, which is the drugs you do with your nose. I know drug things. I have approximate knowledge of many things.